Hello everybody and welcome to my channel 100% Pure Elvis. Thank you for tuning in to watch this upload. This is the first upload I am doing where I am actually talking to you personally on an upload, and I just felt it was the right time. I started my channel 100% Pure Elvis last June, and up to now I have over 1,200 subscribers. And I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel along the way. It has been a massive support and a massive help for me. As you all know, I don't share my face because I'm a very private person and I'm a very shy person as well. And I just want my channel to be focused fully on Elvis. But along the way, I have had numerous people ask in the comments below my uploads why I don't ever introduce myself on my uploads. As I've said previously, I actually don't have the technology set up to do that in any way that other people do. I only use my phone as the only technology where I upload my videos. So a bit about myself. I live in Coventry in the United Kingdom. I'm 50 years old. I've been a huge Elvis fan since the late 1980s. A bit about myself. I'm a twin. I have a twin brother called Wayne. I have an older brother, Michael, who sadly passed away in 2016. And I have an older sister called Hazel. And we were all brought up on Elvis by my mum. And my mum always played Elvis in the house. And growing up, you'd always come home to music on Elvis. And along the way, my love of Elvis just grew. And when I started getting my first job and earning money, obviously I started purchasing Elvis CDs, because when I started buying music, it was mainly CDs that were out in the public domain. Obviously, that would have been the late 1980s, early 1990s. And again, I didn't start collecting Elvis until around 1992, I believe, and it was always on CD because I only had a CD player. I didn't have a vinyl player. All I had was a CD player and a cassette player in one. Now, along the way, I collected the Elvis Monthly magazine that was released each month. So that was another thing that I would look forward to purchasing each month. And again, along the years, I was able to purchase every single album and get to know some favourites along the way, some lesser known songs, and even to this day, sometimes I'll play Elvis to my mum, and my mum is now 83 years of age, and she'll say, "Oh, which Elvis song was that? I have not heard that one before." So again, being an Elvis fan for me is about every aspect of Elvis's career that I'm interested in. I said on my channel before, I do like Elvis movies. Again, I'm not a big fan of all of the movies. I think some of them are very formulaic, which what I mean by that is I think same sort of storyline, and you can see Elvis is really bored in some of them, especially the ones from the mid 1960s. My personal favourite Elvis movie has to be Change of Habit, and again, I think it's because he looked relaxed. I think the character who he played was very strong. Another favourite is Blue Hawaii. I've got a soft spot for Live a Little, Love a Little, and I also love all of the early movies. But again, another good one that I really like is GI Blues. My least favourite has to be Double Trouble and Easy Come, Easy Go. Not favourite movies of mine. My favourite soundtrack movie would have to go to Blue Hawaii, but I also love the soundtrack to The Trouble with Girls and How to Get Into It. So again, share your thoughts on what's your favourite Elvis soundtrack and the reasons behind it. The weakest soundtrack album, I would say, would again have to go to Double Trouble. I don't think it's a great soundtrack. I'm not saying that the songs are terrible, but I don't think they're strong songs at all. Um, Many people to my channel also know that my favourite era would have to be the 1970s. That's not to say I'm not a big Elvis fan across the three eras, 50s, 60s, 70s, 70s, I am. But because my mum mainly brought us up on the 1970s music of Elvis, that's what I was used to hearing, and that's what resonated with me. And then obviously, when I started listening to more of Elvis, when I started buying the stuff on my own, obviously got into the 50s and the 60s. And my favourite song from the 1950s, if I had to choose one, would be I Need Your Love Tonight. And my favourite song from the 1960s would have to be Long Black Limousine. If I had to choose one at a push, my favourite song from the 1970s is from the Today album, and it is called Bringing It Back. It's just for me, I just love that track. It's not a well-known track to some Elvis people, and I also love the Roger Whittaker cover version of The Last Farewell that Elvis did. Special meaning to me. When my older brother Michael passed away, I was actually at home after work that day. I had quite a difficult day at work, and I'd came home, and my husband Matthew had gone out for the evening. So I put some Elvis on to kind of de-stress, as they say, and I was listening to The Last Farewell, and I was listening to the Today album, and then unfortunately my husband came home with the news that I had to ring my mother urgently, and unfortunately I was told the sad news that my brother had had a heart attack. So my older brother Michael was also a big Elvis fan, not as big as what I was, but so I think it just carried on in the family, because with my older brother, he was 7 years older than me and my twin brother. So again, he was another big Elvis fan. So it just went along the way for me. And in 2016, I actually went to my very first Elvis Presley festival in the UK, and it was via Strictly Elvis Travel Service. I seen it advertised on an Elvis Presley Facebook group, and I thought, great, it's in Great Yarmouth, fellow Elvis fans. And what I liked about it was pure Elvis, no imitators, no one dressing up as Elvis, Elvis people, Elvis fans. So the first year I went was in 2016, and thoroughly enjoyed it. And I thought, yeah, this is where I felt comfortable, I felt like me. And because again, I didn't have many people around me in my friendship group that were Elvis fans. And being a gay man, obviously, again, when you said you were an Elvis fan, that some of them would laugh at you, and so I didn't really have a close bond with some of my friends that were other Elvis fans. So going to an Elvis festival for the first time was really important to me. Now, again, a few years later, so in 2019, I had the privilege of joining the Strictly Elvis team at the festival, and to this day I support and help out every single year. And along the years I have met people that worked with Elvis, knew Elvis, acted with Elvis. I've met Cynthia Pepper, Linda Thompson, Dick Grobb, Charles Stone, Sam Thompson, etc. All amazing people, and again, all come with their own stories of Elvis. And again, Strictly Elvis bring them to you. And again, it is, if you're ever thinking about going to the Strictly Elvis Festival, whether you are flying over from anywhere in the world or in the UK, please look it up. You will not be disappointed. And again, for me, my confidence also, I suffer with confidence issues as well. So the confidence that David Wade, Carol Pugh, and Neil Cameron gave me, who run the Strictly Elvis Corporation. So David Wade is the owner. Neil Cameron works with David and Carol. They gave me the confidence to believe in what I do as being part of the team, and being an Elvis fan, you were one of them. All Elvis fans, it's an Elvis family. So that's a bit about myself. And as you can see from my uploads, I do have a vast extension in my collection of Elvis merchandise. My favourite has to be my vinyl, because vinyl is now the thing to buy. And I started purchasing vinyl, I would say, around 8 years ago. And I have over 200 Elvis vinyls in my collection. And if you return to my channel, 100% Pure Elvis, you will see some of the uploads that I have been doing since last June. And I have some rare copies, I have some original copies, re-release copies. So coloured vinyl, which I absolutely love coloured vinyl. And I collect books, DVDs, CDs, magazines. I have slowed down on my collection, because what I tend to do now is, whenever I see an Elvis item on the market, whether it's a vinyl, CD, magazine, book, I look at that and I think, do I need to add that to my collection? Is it something that, if I didn't purchase it, would I think to myself days later, oh God, I wish I would have picked that up? So again, because I absolutely really like purchasing stuff on Elvis that I actually want to add to my collection. You can go to secondhand shops, you can go to any vinyl fair, anywhere where they sell music, books, CDs, vinyl, and there's always Elvis stuff, and you can look at it for hours, and you'll want all of it. But I'm quite realistic. I always think to myself, right, out of what I've got in front of me, what would I want to add more to my collection? I'm just going to share with you now the two vinyls that I had first in my collection of Elvis vinyl. Now again, as I was saying earlier, so the very first one that I had was 40 Greatest Hits. This was a 1977 release. This copy was my auntie's copy. So when my auntie passed away, she had a collection of vinyl, which most of it I wouldn't have because it was classical, opera, etc. But this was the only Elvis vinyl she had in her collection. So my mum gave me this so I could start my Elvis Presley vinyl collection. So this was the very first Elvis Presley vinyl that I owned. The first one that I actually purchased personally myself was Presley, the all-time greatest hits. This was a massive release in the United Kingdom in 1987, I believe. And again, I just remember when I purchased this, I was so happy. And again, I didn't purchase this in 1987. As I was saying earlier, I didn't start buying Elvis vinyl until maybe 92, 93 onwards. So, but this was the first Elvis vinyl that I actually purchased. Presley, the all-time greatest hits. So again, as you can see by most of my uploads, I have since then added a vast collection of vinyl and CDs to my collection. And I just wanted to add, what I haven't uploaded more of yet is my DVD collection. I also have a lot of people in the comments below ask, why don't I share my DVD collection? I will start doing that. I just really wanted to focus on vinyl and my CDs and the books. And as you can see, I have got a vast collection of books in my collection, and The ones that people ask me about the most were the Elvis Files books. They are very rare, very expensive to get a hold of. And what I did, I wanted to share with you all them books page by page because as Elvis collectors, we're not all privileged enough to be able to afford certain things that we want to add to our collection. So for me, sharing such items from my collection with you lot really resonates with me, and the feedback that I get in return helps me no end to know that other Elvis fans that haven't got the fortunate position of owning certain books or certain vinyls just to watch my uploads and see what the releases are about. Because again, a lot of people think, I've seen that book online. Is it really worth the price? Do I want to purchase that book? And me sharing what is inside them books or vinyls or CDs, it's a privilege for me to give that over to you. And then you can make your own decision. Yes, I think what Mark has done there is a great upload and talks a lot about what is in each of the vinyl, CDs, DVDs, etc., and books. So again, that's what I wanted to start this channel about, because that's not to disrespect any other Elvis channel that is out there. But what I realized when I set up my own channel was a lot of people were just showing their vinyl or CD or book and not really talking in depth about that item or talking in depth about that book or showing each page in that book. Now, for me, whether the upload is 30, 45, 50 minutes long, if that's how long it takes me to do a good review of a certain product on Elvis for use, that is what I am willing to do, because for me, I want to share my love of my collection with you all as Elvis fans. And again, people ask me, how did you come up with the name 100% Pure Elvis? Now, there's a bit of a story behind that. I have a Facebook group also called 100% Pure Elvis. And what I did when I set up the channel, I was trying to think outside of the box, but I wanted to incorporate the Elvis name. But on the other hand, I thought to myself, what for me incorporates Elvis within himself, and it will capture people's imagination when they are looking to review an Elvis channel. And I thought to myself, so I put in Mark's Elvis channel, I put in Elvis reviews, etc. And I think I put in about 5 different names for my YouTube channel, and every single one of them were taken up by someone else who had already had that name. And then a light bulb moment happened, and I thought, right, I wonder if my Facebook name group has been used. So I typed in 100% Pure Elvis, and to my astonishment, no one had used it. So that's what I did. I just thought, yeah, I'm going to link the two together. So I've got my 100% Pure Elvis YouTube channel, and I also have my 100% Pure Elvis Facebook group. Now, if you are interested in joining that group, please feel free, and I will certainly get you on board. I always share all of my videos to that Facebook group, and it's also more about a discussion around future releases, etc. So go and check that out as well. And again, for me, also, the word pure for me meant a lot, because you go to some Elvis channels on YouTube and they talk about Elvis, but then they talk about other acts like Elvis tribute acts, which obviously I know some people, don't get me wrong, they do like ETAs. For me, I'm not overly fussed about them. To me, there's only one true Elvis, but I appreciate a lot of these people do have certain talent, and some of them are very good. Personally, I only like a couple, but again, it's people's personal preferences. People also ask me about what's my theories behind so-called Elvis theories. And again, I do try to keep my opinion as much as I can to myself, because every Elvis fan, has difference of opinions. Some of us hold the same opinion. I personally do believe Elvis did pass away on August the 16th, 1977. I don't think there's any conspiracy behind that, and it was unfortunate that we lost Elvis at such a young age. And again, but I'm a great believer in things happen for a reason, and if Elvis would have survived and continued, where would we be now? And again, what I mean by that is, would Elvis' career have stalled? Would he have gone down the route of going down a different genre? Would Elvis have got to a stage where he was not the entertainer that he once was? So again, for me, what we have as Elvis fans, we have a huge backlog of Elvis in concert, films, TV appearances. We have so much Elvis out there that is never far away from us. And going back to the movies, concerts, etc. Obviously, I was too young to see Elvis in concert. I mean, I was 4 when Elvis passed away. And again, I've heard many stories on my YouTube channel of people that had seen Elvis in concert, and I have not seen any bad opinion on whenever these people went to see Elvis in concert. And again, me personally, my favourite concert would have to be the Aloha from Hawaii, but the January the 12th concert, the alternate Aloha. I think he looked more relaxed, was in better voice than the Aloha concert on January the 14th. I think on January the 14th gave a great concert as well. But again, he looked really nervous, and I just think vocally he was stronger on the 12th. The 68 special. Now, again, people to my channel know I hate it being called the 1968 comeback special. I think I understand why it was called the comeback special, because he hadn't performed in front of a live audience since 1960. And again, he was coming back to pure music, not formulaic Elvis soundtrack recordings. But again, he was still successful in the charts. He was still getting the big hits. Obviously, he wasn't getting as many number ones. But so for me, it wasn't a comeback. But I just think the timing of the 68 special was pivotal in Elvis's career. I think if he would have stuck to doing more movies going into the 70s, it really would have worried me as a fan. So obviously, great decision by Elvis, Steve Binder for the 68 special. Obviously, the Colonel wanted the 68 special to be Christmas themed concert, but thank the Lord Elvis stood up to him and was like, no, this is how it's going to be. Again, the CBS special from 1977, in my personal opinion, should never have happened. I don't know why the Colonel agreed to that, but again, when you look at the concerts from 1977, yeah, Elvis has gained weight. He looks unhealthy. But for me, people say to this day still, oh, he was fat, he was overweight, he couldn't sing. Totally wrong. He was overweight, but his voice never left him. He did look ill. He did look ill. And I think Elvis knew he was ill. I actually truly believe Elvis knew he needed help. But I think he found it very difficult to ask for help. And the Memphis Mafia around him and other people around him were too scared to help him. So again, difficult situation to be in. So again, I just wanted to take the time out to introduce myself to you all. My channel's been going since June of last year. What I am looking at doing is, if you all don't mind, I'm looking at doing a live link probably over the next couple of weeks. I will let you know way in advance when that will go, when that's going to be, and it will be like a question and answering session where you're more than welcome to ask me any question on Elvis that you would like, and I will answer it to the best of my ability. I'm not the Bible on Elvis. I don't know everything about Elvis. I think my weakest area, believe it or not, is when I look at a photo of Elvis, well, from the 50s, 60s, or 70s. Sometimes I get confused about what year that photo could have been from. So, like, especially from the 70s, if I see a photo in the upload, I might put, oh, a photo of Elvis in concert from 1972. And what I always ask my subscribers is, if I am incorrect in my information, can you just please let me know in the comments below? Because there's nothing worse than me as the owner of this channel giving you incorrect information about Elvis and a certain photo or a certain concert or a certain vinyl. So I do like to be corrected, but please in a polite manner, not in a negative manner. And again, I just wanted to say, at the end of each of my uploads, I always say, please keep Elvis close to your hearts. Please keep on playing his music. For me, that is so important because, with the Austin Butler film last year, the year before, it brought Elvis back to a younger generation. And again, I was quite reluctant to watch the movie, if I'm quite honest with you. I think I was one of the only people that I know in the Elvis family that I work around. I actually didn't go and see it at the movies. I actually seen it with um, I actually seen it with my husband, who's not an Elvis fan, believe it or not, and a friend of ours who is an Elvis fan. So we seen it in a private cinema in Ulverston in the United Kingdom while visiting, and thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I must admit, I think Austin Butler gave a great performance of Elvis, and again, for me, what I always think is, Elvis is always there in my heart, and that's what I always say. Please keep him close to your hearts. Please keep playing his music because, I moved recently. Me and my husband moved house May of last year, just before I started this channel, and in the last house that I was in next door, I had this young couple and they were goths. So they were into heavy metal, they were into hardcore rock. And I was in the garden one afternoon putting some washing out, and the guy was talking to me over the garden fence and he was saying, "Are you the Elvis fan?" I goes, "Oh, yeah, how do you know?" He goes, "Well, because you're always playing Elvis." And we got talking, and I couldn't believe that he respected Elvis, was a Elvis fan himself, and knew a lot about Elvis. So again, Elvis cuts across the grain in all ages. And again, for me, as an Elvis fan, second to none. The quick last thing that I wanted to talk about, which is kind of like a thorny subject for me, is my dream is to visit Graceland just to pay my respects to Elvis. I've never had the opportunity to do that, and working with the Strictly Elvis Corporation and Elvis Travel Service, I have the opportunity to go because they do trips to America 3 times a year. And again, it's just the flying. I'm absolutely scared of flying, and but that phobia, I've just got to get over it. Whether I visit Graceland once, twice, or more, for me, if I go there once, pay my respects at the meditation garden, have a look at Graceland, I just know I've done what I've always dreamed of doing. So again, please leave in the comments below if you've got any ideas about how I can kind of get over that phobia of flying. It would be helpful. I think people have said go with fellow Elvis fans, which is a great idea because that would be something I'd look at doing. Watch a movie, listen to music, etc. So again, and also it's just the funds as well. The funds to get over to Graceland from the UK. It is quite expensive, but money's. I think when you look at it like that, sometimes you have to think, well, money's no objective. It's a dream that you've always wanted to achieve. So again, yeah, that is on my bucket list to do, as they say, a bucket list of things to do before you die. Mine would be to go and visit Graceland and all the surrounding areas of what Elvis made famous. So I'm now going to sign off because this upload has been going on for half an hour. I just want to say thank you for taking the time out to return to this channel. I'm sorry I've not shown you any of my collection. I'm just showing you the first two vinyls that I had in my collection. Again, if you want to check out my channel, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Give me a massive thumbs up. It helps make my channel grow. Anything you think I can add to my channel to make it better, please leave in the comments below, and I will look forward to reading them comments. And again, any questions about Elvis as well, leave in the comments. I will answer them the best I can. Once I set up the live link, I will certainly give you adequate time to join, and please join me. I know there's different time zones because I have my 100% Pure Elvis channel. That I've got quite a lot of YouTube subscribers from America, Canada. I've got some from Greece, Brazil, etc. So I've got some from all around the world. So the time zones are going to be all over the place. But the more people that can join me, the better. And it will be an open forum. So again, I just wanted to sign off by saying, keep Elvis close to your hearts. Please keep on playing his music. Love to you all. Speak soon, everybody. Bye-bye.